Hello and welcome to the Orange County Department of Education College Fair, brought to you by California Out-of-State and International College Fairs. We're really excited to have you participating with us this evening. I'm Jennifer, your facilitator. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. I'm excited for you to hear from them. They each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they'll be here for the entire session to answer your questions. Before we get started, here are a few other housekeeping reminders. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can ask questions of our representatives by using the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school by including the school's name, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about maybe who has a certain major or a certain type of program you might be looking for. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening. We hope you'll head to the same website where you registered for this round to attend our college fair session coming up following this one. And this presentation, as all presentations for the college fair and the panels, are being recorded. They'll be available in the coming days at strivescan.com/COSI, C-O-S-I. I'm really excited to turn it over to our very first representative to get us started. We're going to be learning all about the University of Southern Maine.
Good evening from the East Coast. So I'm going to just pull this here so I actually look like I'm speaking to you. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm PJ Singh, Senior Associate Director of Admissions at University of Southern Maine. My primary territories happen to be some of the domestic students in Maine, but I also work with international students and occasionally students from out of state. So can everyone see my screen that I'm sharing that says University of Southern Maine?
Yes, PJ, everything
Perfect.
looks great. Sounds good.
Thank you. So USM by the numbers is a institution of 8,500 undergrad, grad, and law students. That's broken down 6,000 undergraduate, 2,000 graduate, and 500 law students. So Maine law students have their campus in Portland. I'll talk about our campuses in just a second. Despite that 6,000 undergraduate, we try to keep class sizes at an average 18, and the student to faculty ratio is 13:1. 54 majors, 79 minors, 28 graduate degrees, which includes doctoral programs. Some of our standout programs are the internationally accredited business program. We're very strong in STEM, so nursing, health sciences, mechanical and electrical engineering, biochem, you name it. Pre-dental, pre-professional programs are also offered at USM. And what's also very strong at USM is the arts. So art, music, and theater. Music and theater actually require an audition or an interview to get into the program. So average GPA of an incoming student last year was 3.31, so a solid B+ student. And, obviously merit is based on the GPA. And I have a slide that talks about cost. So I'll mention the scholarships available to out-of-state students. We are part of the University of Maine System School, so we're a public institution. And we do have 3 campuses, which makes us unique because you're not admitted to a campus, you're admitted to the University of Southern Maine. You just may have to take classes on a certain campus. We have over 400 host sites for clinicals and internships, and that is part of our curriculum. So every student that attends USM is going to have to take an internship or job shadowing experience to be able to graduate. So a lot of learning at USM, obviously through your major and minor. Any student with 3.5 or higher gets invited to the honors program, and that's a minor at USM, 18 credits, but will be involved in, I've mentioned, internships, externships, undergraduate research. As a first-year undergraduate, if you're looking to get your hands, so to speak, dirty, wanting to get into the field, USM is a great place to do that. Service learning. We believe that every student that graduates from USM should not only be academically excellent in what they're doing in their field, but also someone that wants to give back to the community. Every one of us lives somewhere and is part of that community, and every student that graduates from USM has community service or volunteering experience that we kind of not necessarily teach, but foster. And so even if you are a student athlete at USM, you're kind of experiencing those things. The NCAA has been awarding USM with volunteering community service awards for the last few years. And so we kind of share that message with all our students. Husky Day of Service is a day that everyone at USM sort of is involved in the community doing community service, whether it's working in the homeless shelter, garbage garden, you name it, anything, cleanups on the beaches. You also have one-to-one career counseling here. So there's a focus on what the future end goal is. There's also starting with your admissions counselor, academic advisor, financial aid counselor, the one-to-one career counseling, which is lifelong. So as long as you graduate from USM, this is a free service provided to you. I've mentioned internships and externships and such. So this is an image just showing you some of the work that some of our students have done. We do have a partnership. Southern Maine, or Maine, is known for the restaurant industry, tourism industry, and so breweries are a big thing in Portland. So we have a partnership with the Maine Brewers Guild as well for our students. So nursing, another program. So the application checklist quickly for first-year students from California or out of states is Common App or Main App, which are found on our website, and they are free. We are a test optional institution. We really need your official high school transcript to come from your school to make a decision. If you have any college transcripts because you've been doing dual enrollment or AP, you can send those in and you will earn college credit for them. AP 3 or higher, C or better on college transcripts. If you're an international student, depending on first languages, we do require a TOEFL or English proficiency test. Additional items that are not required for your application are the essay, recommendation letters, and like I said, maybe a resume or something if you're interested in music or theater at our school. So this is a breakdown of our costs, right? Just under 38,000, 23,000 for tuition. We offer scholarships from 2.75 and above. So that's in the $8, $10, and $12,000 per year realm. So depending on your GPA, we award you scholarship at the time of admission. And we do have scholarships from donors that you have to kind of explore. That brings me to the end of the presentation. We do have study abroad and all kinds of other offers at USM, but you can learn more. I'll let you take a quick screenshot or a picture of this site so you can get in touch with us. Thank you so much for joining us. USM, appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, PJ, for starting us off tonight and presenting on the University of Southern Maine. We're on to our next school this evening. It will be the New College of Florida.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Cliff London, and I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at New College of Florida. I also am an alum of New College and graduated 6 years ago, so I can definitely talk about all the benefits of the institution. Now, New College is one of the state university system schools here in Florida. And along with that, we're also the honors college for the state university system. And on top of that, we're also the smallest school within the state system. We have about 700 enrolled students, which leaves for an average class size of about 11 students per class and a student-faculty ratio of about 6:1. So our students are really able to collaborate very closely with their professors here at New College. And that really comes into play when students work on their final capstone projects. So every single one of our students will complete a capstone project. Commonly in the natural or social sciences, it's some type of research study where students will come up with a research question and how to test it. And they'll actually conduct their study, analyze data, and then write about that for their final capstone there. Other times, students in the arts and humanities have done more hands-on projects, with art students putting together galleries, music students composing and performing their own pieces, and then theater students writing and directing their own plays. And then in more recent years, what's become more common are our students going out into the community, getting internships, starting career opportunities, and then having a much smaller written component for their capstone project there. Now at New College, all of our students do have the ability to design tutorials, and these tutorials are usually one-on-one classes with professors, and they're generally something that you design with the professor. So it's a class that's not traditionally offered within the curriculum, but you'll work with the professor, set that up as a class, and work through that material together throughout the term. Additionally, our students have the opportunity to take advantage of an independent study period each year that they're at New College. And this is a great time to do an internship for about a month, or to focus on much smaller research projects, or just to do literature reviews, annotated bibliographies, and gain some additional experience before progressing throughout their time at New College. Now, something else that we offer at New College is our dual advising system. So all of our students here will have an academic advisor and a career coach guiding them every step of the way throughout the curriculum. The academic advisor is there to make sure students are taking all of their required classes to graduate on time. And the career coach is there to make sure students are aware of the jobs and internships nearby or even off campus and further away in their hometowns over breaks. And the career coach will be really instrumental in reviewing the student's resume, their CV, doing mock interviews with students, and again, just making sure that they feel prepared to go on to graduate school or to go on to employer, whatever that next step is for that particular student there. Now, by graduation, about 97% of our students will have had at least 3 internships or research projects behind them. And this especially is beneficial for our students that go on to grad programs. And eventually about 70% of our students do end up in grad school or finishing a grad program, with most of those going on to earn their PhDs. So definitely it's something, if research is something that you're really interested in or really passionate about, New College may be a great fit for you. Now, in terms of financial aid, for our out-of-state students, tuition is about $30,000 per year, with about $10,000 in room and board. We have a guaranteed out-of-state student scholarship that's $10,000 per year, and then we offer merit-based aid from $1,000 to $3,000 per year. But if you're in the top 10% of your class, that number jumps up to $6,000 per year. If you have any grandparents that live within the state of Florida, we do offer a grandparent waiver so that you can take advantage of in-state tuition, and the tuition rate will significantly lower in that situation. Now, in terms of the application process, our priority application deadline is November 1st, followed by a final deadline of April 1st. We require 4 basic materials. The first is a baseline application that can either be Common App or New College App. The second is an application essay. Third item are students' high school transcripts. And then the fourth item are SAT or ACT scores. We'll first take into consideration rigor of coursework in high school. So whether or not you challenge yourself with rigorous AP, IB, ACE, dual enrollment classes, those are to the benefit to your application. Middle 50% for GPAs between a 3.7 to 4.3 on a weighted 5.0 scale. For the ACT, it's between a 25 and 30, and on the SAT, it's between an 1100 to 1360. We do also take into consideration the application essay, any extracurricular activities, and general interest you may show. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. That essentially completes all the information I have for you, and thanks for coming tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Cliff, for sharing New College of Florida with us. We're moving on to our third school, and we're going to be hearing from the University of South Florida.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Give me 1 second. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you for attending tonight, everyone. Today, I'm going to be talking about the University of South Florida. And just to introduce myself, my name's Christy. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the regional recruiter advisor for the state of California. I cover specifically out-of-state states in Southeast, Southwest, and West Coast. I'm kind of your first point of contact there. So as an overview, USF is located in the greater Tampa Bay region. We are one USF, which means we have 3 campuses, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, Manatee. Our total enrollment is around 50,000 students, with 38,000 of that being undergraduate. And though we are large, we do maintain a 21-to-1 student to faculty ratio with an average class size of 33 students. We really do pride ourselves on our diversity, with 42% of our students coming from diverse backgrounds. And we do have students from all 50 states and 140 different countries. As mentioned, we are one USF, and what that means is when I say University of South Florida, I'm referring to all of 3 of our campus locations, since we're one university geographically distributed. All 3 of our campuses are located within about a 30-45 minute drive of each other, and each campus offers something different and unique. You actually get to pick which campus you want when you apply. So if you're looking for that classic, big, traditional college experience, that's our Tampa campus that houses majority of our student population, academic colleges, and majors. St. Petersburg, it's a little bit smaller, where city meets sand. It's located right in the heart of downtown St. Petersburg. And then we have Sarasota Manatee. It's the smallest of the 3 campuses, and it has a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So think private school feel, but for a public school price. But again, you get to choose which campus you want when you apply, and it is very easy to either change campuses or take classes at different campuses if you so choose. As far as student life and academics, so we have over 700 student organizations, as well as 1,000 on-campus events. So there's always something to do, someone to see. You definitely won't get bored on campus. And we are a NCAA Division I athletics. We play in the American Conference, and we do offer free student admissions to all 18 of our men and women's varsity sports teams. So if you want to go to a football game in Raymond James Stadium, or a basketball game, beach volleyball match, all of that is free with your student ID card. If you're interested in sports but don't necessarily want to play at that D1 level, we do have our recreation and intramural sports teams. And my personal favorite fun facts is we do have a Publix on campus. Publix, if you're not familiar, is kind of a very popular grocery store chain in the South, so very convenient for our students. We do offer over 200 majors and concentrations, so odds are whatever you want to study, we have it on our campus in some capacity. And we do have our Judy Ginshaft Honors College as well, if you're looking for that more rigorous academic course load. Research is at the heart of everything we do. So if you want to help build up your resume, we definitely can do that. And we do have study abroad in over 25 different countries, and you can do that as soon as spring semester your freshman year, and you can do study abroad more than once. Switching gears now to some freshman admissions information. So you could apply online on the Common App or our website, and our application is very straightforward. We just need a $30 application fee, your SSAR, which is the self-reported student academic record. That's a mouthful. It's just your self-reported grades or your unofficial transcript, and your official ACT or SAT test scores. Once you submit all of that, it's complete and we'll review it. I've included our admitted freshman profile on here so you could kind of see what GPA and SAT range we're looking for. These are not the requirements for admissions. This is just what the average admitted student for last fall, what their GPA and test score was. So we do accept students above this, we accept students below this, but if you are a junior or senior this year, these are really good numbers to strive for. As far as cost of attendance, as an out-of-state student, your tuition and fees, housing, meals, books, supplies, and other expenses is going to run you around $35,000 for the academic year, which, yes, that is a large sum of money, absolutely. However, if you compare that rate to other institutions, especially other out-of-state schools, you'll find our rates are often the same, if not lower, than some of the in-state rates. And cost of attendance is definitely something to consider since it is a reoccurring expense. One of the ways to offset that tuition cost is going to be through scholarships and waivers, and we do offer those through the Office of Admissions. These are based on merit, meaning if you have the GPA and you have the test score, you automatically get the scholarship associated with that GPA and test score. It starts, if you look at kind of the second box here, under non-Florida residents, it starts with our green and gold scholars waiver with a 3.6 GPA and a 1240 SAT or 26 ACT at $5,000 per year. And then it goes up with our directors and presidential waiver. Just as the award amounts go up, so do the GPA and test score requirements. And this is a 4-year award, so once you receive it, you can maintain it all 4 years. I would also note this GPA is recalculated just on your academic core courses, and these test scores are super scored as well. We accept test scores up to December of your senior year. Kind of winding down now with some summer and fall application deadlines. Applications currently open. Main thing is to apply by the priority application deadline, November 1, gives you your best chance of admissions and campus selection. Next big deadline, January 15th, deadline for those scholarships I just spoke on. But if you apply by November 1, you really don't have to worry about any of these other deadlines except May 1st. Let us know by May 1st if you're coming to USF. That is everything I wanted to cover tonight. So if you have any questions, more than happy to answer them in the chat, or this is my contact information as well. But thank you so much. Go Bulls.
Thank you so much, Christy, for presenting on the University of South Florida. As Christy said, she and the other representatives are here and they can also answer your questions. So don't forget about the Q&A box on your screen. You can open that up and type your questions to the representatives of the schools that have already presented and also questions for the schools that are still to come. All right, we are moving on to our next school, and it's going to be the University of Maine at Farmington.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right, everyone can see that?
Yes, everything. We can see and hear you just fine.
All right. So my name is Enrico Echeverria. I'm with the University of Maine at Farmington. I am the Multicultural Admissions and College Transition Counselor. So University of Maine at Farmington is located on the western side of the state of Maine. We are Maine's first public university. We are known for our for producing educators throughout the state. So if anyone is looking to become a teacher, we are the way to go. We are really affordable. Students will come in, they'll get hands-on experience with any major they choose to do. Our website has all of our information on here, but just going right into our information, we are known for Maine's nationally recognized public liberal arts college. We are nationally ranked as one of the best academic excellence, educational value, and inclusion. Even though we're very rural, we are very versatile. So we have about 30 plus majors, anywhere from anthropology to mathematics, geology, community health, all the way up until theater stuff. So there's a bunch of different options to choose from. Talking about tuition, we are extremely affordable. So anyone that's out of state, you're looking under about $34,000. So that's going to be extremely affordable. That's including tuition, fees, everything. So once you apply for financial aid, which I hope everyone's getting ready to do that, that'll go through and we'll get that ball rolling and we'll get you your financial aid package. Now we do offer a wide variety of scholarships. We offer merit. If you're Pell Grant eligible, that's going to help out greatly. So there's many ways you can reduce that bill for you. So our mission is to produce, some of the best graduates in the state of Maine. So I'm actually a graduate. I spent all 4 years there, and I can tell you that it was a wonderful experience for me. Even though we offer a lot of outdoor activities off campus, we have a lot of activities on campus as well. So Student Life will often put on a wide variety of different activities for students. So anywhere from taking them out on field trips all the way to just doing activities on campus. So let's go talk about academics. So I'm going to go ahead and post all this information in the chat later. So they'll have a link to all of our majors. So since I studied community health as a student, you're going to have a lot of hands-on experience. Student staff ratio is going to be about 1 to 13. You're never going to exceed more than 20 in a classroom. So again, you're going to get exposed to a lot of different majors around on campus. It's going to be an eye-opening experience. Getting involved with outside organizations. Whether you're doing a practicum, student teaching, or internship, we want to make sure that students are going to get that quality education and experience. Now, one thing that's unique to the University of Maine at Farmington, we actually have a own self-designed major. So if you want to create your own major and maybe take geology and focus more on maybe like a health aspect, you can go ahead and do that, which is really unique. So just going into more campus life. So for freshmen, we are on the Common App. So you can go ahead. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that. You can also apply free on our website as well. We are SAT optional and there is no fee. So that's a huge plus for a lot of families. So I'd like to really encourage that. So there's, like I said, a lot of stuff that goes on campus. It feels like you're at home. This is why I moved out to Maine. So going on to a little bit more financial aid here. So our website is very easy to navigate, so you won't have to worry about getting lost. So that'll have all of our applications, Common App, transfer students, international students as well. So see. And then we also are Division III for NCAA sports. So if you are interested in any athletics, we have those as well. Students will travel throughout the state of Maine, as well as Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and even as far as New York. Let's see. And we also have a wide variety of different intramural sports. So as a student, I would love to go and play volleyball, kickball. That was one of my favorites. And I can tell you that I made a lot of friends, a lot of different connections. You can even compete with your professors as well, which is really fun. It's very competitive, and it gives you a different perspective just outside of the classroom. But even with our athletics, our club sports, rugby, and other sports like ultimate frisbee, it's a great way to get involved with that. Just meeting new friends and getting just exposures to us as a university. So I'm going to go ahead and post all the information into the chat. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to give us a call or email. I'll post that. We should do that to everyone. There we go. All right, I'm all set.
All right, thank you so much, Enrico, for presenting on the University of Maine at Farmington. All right, we are on to our fifth school of the evening, and it's going to be Binghamton University.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Corin Porter. I'm the Binghamton University admissions counselor for the state of California. I'm actually from California myself, so I have a very good idea of, what brings a California resident out to upstate New York and why that might be a perfect fit for you. So let me just share this real quickly and then get actually to the correct. There we go. So Binghamton University, the #1 public school in the state of New York. We are a mid-sized university, about 3 hours outside of New York City. So actually geographically, it's a great position in terms of mentorships, internships. About 2/3 of our working and living alumni are going to stay within about a 3-hour radius. So Binghamton University, I said it was mid-sized. It's about 14,000 undergrads, about 3,800 grad students. We are test optional again for the 4th straight year this year. So our average incoming student is roughly going to be an A student. And if they do choose to submit their SAT scores or ACT scores, they're usually going to be SAT about 1,300 to 1,450 and ACT 29 to 33. But we split our acceptance rate, our merit-based scholarships, and our honors program invites almost 50-50 across our applicants. So there is no detriment. It's about seeing you in your best light, whatever that is. We do have a number of colleges that make up Binghamton University. So you've got your Harper College of Arts and Sciences. That is our origin. That is your traditional liberal arts, humanities. So you've got your math, you've got your sciences, which includes, you might notice on the right, Stanley Whittingham, our Nobel Prize winning chemist. He invented the lithium ion battery. So if you want to work with a Nobel Prize winning chemistry professor in your first year, he sets aside time to work with first year students because he thinks that it's important. We also have our College of Community and Public Affairs, where our human development and our education classes and our social work programs are. You've got the Decker College of Nursing, which just got a brand new building, including a 10,000 square foot simulation and innovation center. It is one of the top public nursing programs in the entire country, and our students have the highest pass rate of any public school in the state of New York for the nursing exam post-graduation. So it is something that we do and we do very well. Our School of Management, our business programs are exceptional. Again, we're about 3 hours outside of New York City. So both PricewaterhouseCoopers and Ernst & Young have decided to sponsor honors programs with us and our School of Management because they want direct access to our graduates. Our College of Engineering also houses our computer science department. So you have all sorts of opportunities there, including a minor in sustainable engineering, which again features Stanley Whittingham. He part-times in the engineering program to do their sustainable and renewable energy research. And then you've got our School of Pharmacy, for which we have, again, a new building and early acceptance programs. So if you are an undergrad who is interested in getting that PharmD, that is something that we have for you. We do have something like 50 accelerated programs, 4+1s, where you can earn both a bachelor's and a master's in 5 years combined. It is one of the reasons that we are always ranked very highly in terms of values, because you can stay at our school, get multiple degrees, save time, save money, and then jump right into the job market. And then our pre-med, our pre-health, our pre-education majors all go on to grad school at a significantly higher, usually between 15 and 20% higher than the national average success rate getting into those programs that they are aiming for. It is a free advisor who would be attached to you, is making sure you're seeing those prereqs, seeing those internship opportunities to make you a competitive applicant for grad school programs after Binghamton University. We also have a number of honors programs. Stanley Whittingham teaches one of the first-year research immersion programs, which is 10 hard science honors in a lab working with a professor classes. The SOURCE project, its humanities and social sciences counterpart, is another half dozen opportunities for you to do research with a professor from your first year on campus. It is the kind of campus where you are going to get hands-on opportunities to do work and get mentored by some of the best and brightest people in the entire country. Reasons why you might choose Binghamton University: for one thing, we do offer research opportunities in that first year instead of waiting until junior year. Our internships and our award-winning career center put you in contact with people in any industry that you are interested in, from local afternoon during the semester internships to down in DC doing a summer working with the federal government as one of our poli-sci or pre-law students. So all sorts of different really amazing opportunities for you there. A lot of our students will do service learning, actually going out into the world and helping rather than just going as a study abroad student, engaging with the community on a much closer level. And then we do have over 1,000 different study abroad programs. So if you are interested in going anywhere other than Antarctica, for anywhere from 2 weeks over winter break to an entire year, anywhere in that spectrum, we have those available for you. I am the California representative for Binghamton University, so please let me know if you have any questions. I would love to answer them, and I'd love to be in contact with you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So thank you so much for presenting and sharing on Binghamton. All right, everyone, we have reached the end of the formal part of our presentation. I hope that all of our attendees are checking out the chat to copy the contact information, grab those links from each of our awesome representatives tonight. We've gotten a question in the Q&A box, which we love to see. So there is still time for you to do that today. We still have a few minutes together. So I hope that if you have thought of any questions listening to all these representatives, it is a great time to write a question and submit that now. To wrap us up this evening, before we get to the end, I'm going to invite all of our representatives to come back on camera. We're going to answer definitely one question, at least, maybe two, and do a little bit of a group share. So we'll go in the same order that you presented. We'll start with our representative from the University of Southern Maine, work our way to Binghamton University. When the representative ahead of you finishes their answer, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer. I won't call on you. We'll just flow person to person. So as admissions counselors, you are so knowledgeable about this process and have so many tips and advice. So I'd love to hear from each of you a top tip or a really solid piece of advice that you think will help students and their families as they're navigating the college search process. So PJ, we'll start with you.
I'm very sorry. I've done this so many times that my tip always changes. But I guess I don't know. You always, anyway, The one that I would, I guess, say, because I've been saying it a lot lately, is to enjoy it. Enjoy your senior year. Enjoy the college search process. It is going to get stressful because everyone and their uncle and aunt wants to know what you're going to be doing and where you're going. I'm old and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. So young people, enjoy it, enjoy the process, and ask questions. If you're not interested in the school, just click on that unsubscribe button. Don't let them keep emailing, calling. It helps us, as all of us here. I'm pretty sure everyone here recruits, right? I heard a couple of us talk about territories and stuff. So if you're not interested, just unsubscribe or say I'm not interested. Enjoy the process, have fun, and be who you are and do what you want to do. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would essentially say, if at all possible, you should go and check out campus and take a tour or even do a virtual tour. But really, that physical tour, sometimes stepping foot on campus can really help you solidify your decision. Even if you don't necessarily step foot on campus before applying or during the application process, even when you're making that final decision, I think that's one of the most helpful parts in making your final decision to attend college.
Definitely agree. I think my advice would be to not get tunnel vision. Keep your options open, keep an open mind, look into schools that you haven't heard of, or states or places and cities that you've never even thought about, and just see what all is out there.
Yeah, no, I agree too. You have to keep your options open because every university is unique in their own way. Keep those options open, go explore, ask questions. Please, actually the biggest thing, ask questions. For me, as a high schooler going through senior year, I never asked enough questions because I was either afraid of, being looked down upon or anything like that. Just ask those questions, and be curious. Even if you see a major that looks really unique or you're not so sure about it, ask those questions because that could be your calling, because my major at University of Maine Farmington, that, I asked questions about that and I graduated with it. Never saw myself getting it 4 years ago. So definitely be curious, ask those questions, and just get in depth with your college research.
I would say that the only piece of advice that hasn't been very thoroughly covered by all of my colleagues, so going last, you've taken all the good stuff already. I would say that fit is so much more massively important than rankings or some sort of reputation. If you are going to spend years of your life and tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars on this decision, if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel happy or the most comfortable or the happiest, it's not going to be the best experience for you. So there's always the academic fit. Do they have the programs that I'm interested? There's the residential life component. There's, the social and recreational part. There are so many things to think about, but do I feel comfortable? Would I like to spend the next several years of my life in this community, meeting these people and making connections? That's one of the most important things in the college process. And even if you go, like my colleague said, to visit, and you can point out or enunciate why it isn't the right fit for you, right? If, like PJ said, you want to unsubscribe, being able to put a finger on it's too big or it's too small, it's too rural, it's too urban, being able to say why it's not the right fit for you is a very helpful tool in being able to find the school that is the right fit for you.
These are all great tips. I love as each person sharing and you see heads nodding. And I hope that shows families that, these representatives from a range of different schools and in different locations are really, have those commonalities of advice as admissions counselors, and you can take this to heart and help you navigate the upcoming months or a couple years that you have ahead of you. All right, fun next question. I'd love to know from each of you, again, going in the same order. So thanks, PJ, for starting us off. One thing or a key takeaway that you want students, families, counselors to remember about your institution as we, come to the end of our time together tonight.
All right. Key thing, I would probably say the fact that, we're one institution with 3 campuses. And because of our location, oops. Oh, I thought you guys froze. I'm sorry. Because of our location, over 60 languages are spoken in the southern Maine region. So it's a very diverse. I know when you look at Maine, it's a Caucasian white state, but southern Maine is very diverse. I remember my first week as a professional speaking 4 languages in the hallway. And I'm also a grad student here. So in that moment, I was like, yo, this is awesome. And, being able to take that, I think that's special about our institution. So
I think that for a new college, one of the key things to kind of take away is how small our institution is. Although we only have about 700 students, this leaves a lot of opportunity for connecting with your peers on campus. And we have a very robust alum network to really connect our current students with those opportunities. And on top of that, because we're so small, a lot of our students will be able to do research, again, during their first year, and have access to a lot of those opportunities just by working one-on-one with many of the people available to them on campus.
So kind of on the flip side of that, I would say the one thing to remember about the University of South Florida is that we are a large institution. We have over 50,000 students, but I wouldn't let that, scare you in any way, because the cool thing about a big school is that you can make it feel small by getting involved, meeting different people. If you go to a smaller school, you can't make it bigger than it actually is. So again, kind of going back to the advice I said earlier, keep your mind open to different things and don't get tunnel vision and looking at colleges and universities.
So even though the University of Maine at Farmington is a much smaller school, 1,700 students, we are extremely welcoming for whoever you are. I know for me, I moved from Southern California to Maine, and that was one of the biggest concerns is how am I going to move 3,100 miles away from my home in the high desert to Western Maine, very rural area. I could tell you that we are so welcoming for no matter who you are. We're growing in diversity, which is wonderful. So, and this is why I'm still with the university, because I want to continue promoting that, because I strongly, feel very confident that we're going to keep going in the right direction. So there is a place for you at the University of Maine at Farmington. So no matter who you are, and that's what makes us really unique.
Binghamton University, there are a lot of really great things about it. Probably the number that we like to brag about the most, 92% first year retention rate, 90% transfer retention rate. So much higher than the national average, whatever stage and wherever they come from in their educational journey. People who come to Binghamton find their fit, they find their community. We're 18,000 students, so you're not going to get lost, but you are definitely going to find other people who share those interests, whether they are artistic, professional, athletic, culture, and heritage. People who come to Binghamton overwhelmingly find their group and find it to be a great place for them to come back and continue their education.
I always love getting to end on that, because I think it's just a great reminder of a little bit of what's special about each of the schools that you learned about tonight. So for everyone who joined us, whether you have watched this live or you're watching the recording, thank you for taking time out of your day. If one school or one location drew you here, I hope you're now leaving this presentation thinking, I have 5 great schools that I need to check out, that I need to learn more about. And know there's so much more to learn about each of these places than can be shared in 6 minutes, even though these counselors did an amazing job with their presentations. But please reach out, ask questions, and I hope that you are excited to find out more about each of these places. For our representatives, thank you. You shared not just the facts and figures, but also your energy and excitement for your student experience in and out of the classroom. So now the housekeeping. When you close your window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any of the feedback that you can provide. I promise, really, it's short and simple. We encourage you to check back for the schedule, and you are still able to register and join us for the round of sessions that is to come following this one. You just head to the same website where you registered for this presentation, and that website is strivescan.com/COSI. Also, that is where the recordings will be posted in the coming days. You will see the recording of this session, the panels, and all of the virtual sessions happening today shared there. So you can watch it again, share with family and friends, or learn about other great schools in their presentations. So thanks again, everyone, for being here, for spending time with us today, and all the best in your college search and decision process. It's an exciting adventure ahead. Thanks again, and good night.